Well, this is the first in a series of videos that I'll mark with the word solutions, so you'll know to run away. Just going to be winging it on different ideas regarding different solutions to the world's problems. Simple solutions, hopefully. Solutions that make things better, hopefully. I guess I'd say the ones that I would advocate. I'm confident about some of these ideas. I mean, you could rip me open and gut me in the middle of the public square if I was wrong about some of these, because I just know this is a solution. I know, this is an answer to a problem. But regardless, my confidence doesn't really mean much. It's people have to understand, and we'll see if I can do any of that. Be persuasive. So the first subject is education. There's been a couple of videos made, one parenting, one called education. Links will be over here. That kind of hit the subject a little, and so I'm going to hit it a little harder. I think the whole approach, sort of as I've been saying, people have to be willing to call themselves assholes. Well, yeah, okay. I mean, 6th grade, whatever grade it is, there's got to be a time in school where kids are just told the truth, and the truth is we are all assholes. They're all assholes. I let them tell them out flat out. That's what you are, and you really have to prioritize in life. You really have to get yourself under control. And all these adults running the show really don't know what the fuck they're doing. I mean, it's so don't honor your mother and father and all that crap, but don't trust them, because they could be full of crackers. So to me that's the first cornerstone of education. I wish somebody when I was 10 years old would have just told me I was an asshole and that everybody else was full of shit, because it really would have helped. So, and then education isn't about it's about, if you want, the modern mystic put it in the terms of how do you use this intelligence, how do you turn it on. And that's really the thing, is turning it on. It's motivation. Education is about motivation. Parenting is about motivating children. It's not about anything else. You want them to go somewhere, you've got to motivate them to go there. Because kids aren't going to understand all of these nuances and context and the rest of this crap. So you got to make the damn carrot damn obvious. And kids don't like vegetables, so fuck the carrot and make a chocolate cake. I mean, get real. And so the whole education infrastructure is just, it's bizarre. I never thought, when the rest of the world started mimicking our system, that's when I knew something was way wrong. I mean, they can't, especially with all this technology, this is idiotic. I should be able to turn on this here YouTube, or my TV cable, and I should be able to dial up any kind of education I want. I want to be a nuclear physicist. Well, I should be able to do it. It's just knowledge, it's just information. We redundantly, we have these high-priced universities and these high-priced professors giving the same friggin' lectures over and over and over and over and over and over, year after year after year, decade after decade after decade. It's just bullshit. I mean, how valuable would some lectures by Albert Einstein be today if we had the technology back then? Well, we even did that back then when you really think about it. I mean, it was more expensive. I mean, we had to film him, but geez, can you imagine the value of that? And it didn't happen. And it doesn't happen for these stupid economic reasons where everybody's got to own everything, and everybody's got a right to copyright everything. And so hopefully with YouTube, some retired teachers will decide, oh yeah, I like teaching, I think I'll teach them more. But there's probably some kind of clause in their pension or something else that says, no, you can't do any teaching out of class. But regardless, I mean, if I have to do everything, I'll try to do everything, so maybe I'll start doing some educational videos. That would be really scary. But anyway, it's about motivation. And so we took the $15,000 on average per year that we pay to educate kids, and we actually created a reward system, that rewarded kids for learning. That would do it. That would solve the problem, I think. You want kids motivated to learn, that's how you motivate them. Big fat prize for learning. If we put $100,000 bounty on a high school equivalency exam, we could have high school graduates at 10 years old. Because guess what? Poor kids could actually buy their family a home. They could put a down payment on a home. It would just be a huge incentive to screw doing the drugs and screw doing this and screw doing that, screw the basketball and the other frivolous crap and watching TV and the Flintstones or whatever, and they'd actually do some work and they'd actually try to improve their mind because they're getting rewarded for improving their mind. And why we think we have this whole economic system built on this idea that billionaires won't have any incentive to keep working unless they can be trillionaires, right? I mean, that's the logic, right? If you got $50 million in the bank, well, we can't stop you from making more money, because if we do that, oh well, God, you'll stop working because you won't have any incentive. And so we have that kind of logic. And then what do we do about kids? We say, yeah, go to prison to learn. We're going to shove it down your throat. We're not going to make it fun or rewarding. We're going to make it the worst possible scenario for a day's use. We're going to nail you to a friggin' chair and tell you what you're going to think and when you're going to think it and how you're going to think it. And obviously school did not work for me. Okay, I didn't learn. I learned everything I learned after I graduated from the institution. I mean, I spent my entire grammar school, I flunked everything, and high school I was really not there because I was intoxicated or stoned 80% of the time, because that's the only way I could face going to the institution. So whatever, I just don't. It's just a stupid idea. We got the internet, we got cable TV. Let's use these resources. Let's maximize them, and we can have the best educators, the best education there is available to everyone for free, virtually free. And that could only help our society. It can only make us stronger. I mean, even if it hurts this teaching institution, this class of people that don't want to give up their control, the benefits socially to having people more educated is, there's probably some ratio or some diagram somebody could write up just demonstrating how every little inch of progress you make on that education scale, how much more productive it makes your citizens. So socially, that's the way to go. We got to reward kids. No more apples for the teacher. Give all the apples to the kids. And the same with parents. I mean, you just if you got to bribe them. So what? There's nothing wrong with them learning in the real world. That's how the real world works. Okay. This idea that you'll do what I tell you, when I tell you, and how I tell you because I'm bigger than you is bullshit. And really, the responsibility is the kid should have all the power. Because in a sense, the parent has all the responsibility. You create this thing, you're creating a human being. Guess what? That's work. A lot of hard decisions to make. I could never be a parent just because I would be crippled by the magnitude of the responsibility. The idea that I'm so directly involved in manipulating something else's destiny and welfare. I mean, that is just daunting. I mean, I'd spend my whole life trying to consider, well, should I force them, or should I try to encourage piano lessons or violin lessons, and should I let them cut the grass? Will they cut their arms off? I mean, all the stuff to worry about, all the stuff to fixate on. I mean, I would just be a disaster. But that's just me. I'm just saying, if you people want to make this decision, they're going to have to be somewhere less neurotic than me, but they got to be a lot more responsible than the average parent out there who just thinks it's their privilege and right to create this thing that they're just going to roll dice with. There's Einstein said God doesn't roll dice with the universe. Well, parents really shouldn't be rolling dice with upbringing kids. It's just not that simple. It's work. It's not fun. It's work. You gotta really, really work at it. You gotta study and understand all this stuff that's going on, because every influence is going to mess up that destiny. So anyway, that's all for this one. Thanks.